want to thank everybody for joining me again today. And today, I wanted to talk about something that is very important, that I believe is very important. It's been very important to me. It has had a huge impact on my life. And that is, you're only going to achieve what you believe you can achieve. And this is something that I've seen people have a problem with. They go follow all the laws, meditate constantly, change their diets, and, things still don't seem to be getting better for them. It's like I'm doing all of this and nothing is happening for me. And it basically boils down to you're only going to receive what you believe you're able to receive. And I guess the best example I could use for this is I have a cousin, and he always wanted to get into music. He did it as a hobby. He's done it for a hobby for a while. And he wanted to go into it full time. But it was always, I have to get this right first. I have to get that right first. I have to get this in order. Got to create the perfect situation to do it. And when you do that, usually the dream disappears right in front of you. When it's like that, you have to dive in head first. You can't stand from a safe position and do it. If in his case, if it was the music he wanted to do, he had to believe that he could achieve that. But he felt that he had to have the safety of his job. He couldn't move to different locations. He was afraid to move because of the security. And in that position, in that situation, you have to go for, if that's what you feel that you're supposed to be doing, and you make yourself know that it's possible for you to achieve it, then you dive in head first. You prepare the best you can, but you don't look back. You walk down that road focused and use your higher faculty, the will. You do not let yourself be denied. I can remember, this has been a long time ago, when I was fighting Frank Mir back in Hook and Shoot, back, I think it was 98 or 99. This was long before the UFC got popular. And I know Frank Mir was being bred for the UFC, so I know he was going to be a tough fight. And I was reaching my prime at that point. I considered myself to be pretty tough. And, I got in there with him, and I told myself I was not going to be denied. Now, Frank is a tough guy. I tell you, his kicks are harder than anyone I've ever fought. And I was a professional Muay Thai kickboxer for about 15 years, and he kicked harder than any of those guys. So he was a very tough fight, but I put it in my head I wasn't going to be denied. And he didn't finish me. He's a submission expert, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I wasn't going to let him submit me, and I wasn't going to let him knock me out. I didn't have my mind focused the right way in that fight, though, because I didn't knock him out either. It went to the judges, and they say he won, but I feel like I won. But you can't complain when you didn't finish the fight. So, but the point is, I wasn't going to let him take me out in that fight. I set that in my mind before I got in there, and I was not going to let him do it. And that's how you have to do with life, with anything you want to do. You just can't be denied. You have to set it in your mind, I'm doing this. It's not, I'm going to do this. It's, I am doing this now, and act accordingly. If you do that, I guarantee you success. You do that and follow the laws, I guarantee you success. And like anything, this is something you have to consciously change. If you don't already have high aspirations for yourself, you should change that. You shouldn't think small, because if you think small, you're going to get small results. You have to think huge. Think with no limits. Believe you can achieve anything, because you're only limited by yourself. You can only have what you believe you can have. And that is a guarantee. You can only have what you believe you can have. So, like I say, this is something that you have to consciously work on. It's just like in the prayer video when I told you you had to consciously not let things bother you. This is another thing. All of these things you have to work on. It's a lot. It is a lot, but anything worth having is worth working for, is worth putting in the work to have. And I guarantee you, if you do put these things into practice, you can create the perfect life that you always have wanted. You don't let the negative in, you keep the negative out. But like I say, I don't like to say negative or positive. I just like to put it in terms of what you want and what you don't want. So, if you don't want to be limited, then don't limit yourself. Think of what you truly want. Not what you think you can have, but what you truly want. And when you do that, that raises the bar and open up new possibilities. You'll see all types of opportunities that was there all the time, but you never saw them. You have to put this into practice. All of these things. You have to, and the best thing to do is to get a sheet of paper, write down your long-term goals for life. Just how the perfect way you want your life to be. Write it down. But this is the key. Write it in the present. Don't write it as something this is you want to happen. Write it as something that you're living right now. Everything that you want, you can't think about, I want this, because you're putting distance between it and yourself. You have to say, I have this. It's lying to yourself, but it's actually not lying to yourself, because in the physical, when you use your imagination and create something, it's just as real as something you create in the physical. Both are energy. So you consciously practice doing this all the time, and it's just, you build up the habit, and eventually it becomes a habit, and you don't have to think about it anymore. So the best thing to do is get the sheet of paper, write down all of your goals, and don't hold back. Dream as big as you can. Okay? That is your life goals. Then you get another sheet of paper and write down things you want to accomplish first. The steps you're going to go in, the things that you want. Never think about the things you don't want. Only the things you want. And then on another sheet of paper, write down what you're going to do to achieve this and the steps you're going to take. You know, you can be vague. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just go in the direction. Let nothing stop you. Don't wait on anything. If you get the idea and it's something you want to do it immediately. So, my time is running out, and I hope y'all enjoyed today, and I hope you can take this and get something out of it. You got to consciously work on these things until you make them a habit. You got to reprogram your mind to bring what you want, and the things you don't want don't exist. And that's how you have to think about it. So I'm about out of time for this one, and I hope you enjoyed. Like I say, if you did enjoy, please give me a like or subscribe to my YouTube channel or my blog, or give me a like or a share on Facebook, or give me a comment on Facebook. Well, and we can talk on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, leave me a comment and ask me anything you want. There's no holds barred. Give me your best shot. I take all questions. I don't shy away from any. And I guess that'll be it for today. Life, love, prosperity, health to y'all.